Fuad here with Boxing King Media. I'm joined by the one, the only Adam Smith in London. We've just had a fantastic press conference for, yes, Kell Brook and Amir Khan. It's happening. I want to ask you a question. You were there in the midst of all that trash talk. How much did you enjoy that?
That's a good question. I enjoyed the fact that the fight has been made. I think that's, and also the relief of maybe it not turning into a complete circus up there, because it doesn't need it. It's a genuine 50-50 fight between two of our great fighters. Former world champions, two best welterweights in Britain still, and two guys that have had such personal dislike for each other for so long. Their names are synonymous with each other. So I did enjoy it. I love to hear them talk. I'm very fond of both Amir and Kell. We've worked together for many years. I know their families well. And the whole of British boxing wants to know who's better, including me, including them. So I'm just relieved that this fight has happened before their careers finish. Yes, it could have happened before. We could have had two or three. Maybe we'll have two or three now at the latter end. And you know, this fight I think will be a humdinger on February the 19th. Congratulations to Ben Shalom from Boxer, my promotional partner. He's done a fantastic job knitting it all together. Team Brook, Team Khan, everyone at Sky, far brighter and better, and finance people than me, lawyers, everything. You know, I sort of stayed back a little bit and was trying to sort of keep the fighters calm when I think that all this was going on. Had many missed calls from a long time from Kell and Amir. They're desperate for this fight, both of them. They need it. They need each other because they want to find out. They want to know. They want to have the bragging rights. So it's exciting.
You're not necessarily involved in completely making the fight per se, but you know, you've worked with Eddie, you've worked with Ben now, you've seen it all. This fight has been in the making for so long, but it's never happened. What do you think the main roadblock was all these years, and how has it been pulled off now at this point?
It's another really good question. I think that, yeah, when they were with Frank, then Eddie, and I think there was a time where Eddie and I nearly made it when we were in Sheffield with Kell, and I got one call from Shah saying that Amir was going in a different direction, and we were so close to it. So I think it's just one of those things that Amir's probably wanted the global sort of appeal, and Kell's been banging on the door a little bit more. You know, they both had different fights at different times. There's been roadblocks, money, stages of careers, who's the A side, all of those sort of things. I think sense prevailed at this stage. I think they need each other because they need to find out the truth once and for all. Do
you think there's nothing more really exciting left though? Because they fought the big names, the Crawfords, Canelos, and now it's really, if you look beyond that, there's the Conor Benns, and like realistically that's a high risk, low reward type thing.
I always say in great rivalries you need a great dance partner. You need to, you know, the trilogies that we've seen over the years, the likes of Bo Holyfield and I know the Gatti Wards and the Barrera Moraleses, you know, they've needed each other. They've really needed each other. And I think Khan and Brook have been almost like mirror images, synonymous. Everyone says, you know, when are you fighting him? When are you fighting him? They've always been paired together, but they've never got together. So I think there was a real sense of willing from both sides, a lot of hurdles, a lot of compromise, concessions, weight was an issue, finances, all of that. But Ben did a good job in the middle. I tried to sort of keep the fighters a bit calm, and the lawyers and the top sort of rights and business people went about their way, and congratulations to them for making it. I'm just delighted that I was up there to host a press conference where two of my favourite fighters are actually getting it on with each other, which is the fight that we all want to see.
Eddie Hearn last night mentioned that this fight does 300,000 to 400,000 buys. Surely you're aiming higher for that? What's your thoughts on those comments?
Listen, I think it will be a big success, and it's a Sky Sports box office event. It's the biggest fight of certainly the first part of 2022. We know that. It's the biggest British fight for a casual point of view outside of AJ Fury. People know Amir Khan, they know Kell Brook. And we also don't know who's going to win. So I think it'll be a really big night. I don't want to talk numbers. It's a case of, you know, who wants to tune in will tune in. But I think a lot of people want to tune in. I think we're giving our Sky customers real value. We've got the Eubank and Liam Williams rescheduled fight for the 29th of January on Sky Sports. We've also got the Josh Taylor, Jack Catchwell night on February the 26th, the week after Khan Brook, on Sky Sports. And we've got this starry special attraction. How could it not be a special attraction with the amount it's taken time to make? And the fact also that it's a big finance fight. You know, it's a huge money fight. It's been made. and I think it'll be really successful. But most importantly, I hope the customers enjoy it, and we're going to put everything into it, and the build-up's going to be fun, and the week's going to be great, and Manchester's going to be the perfect setting, and I think we're going to get a real fire fest.
Are you going to be ready to dodge out of the way? Any bottles might be thrown? We've seen that before.
Listen, I don't know. Look, when they're making weight, obviously they're going to be a bit more tense than they probably are today. But that was the first time they've come together, and I think there's a grudging respect. I think what there is there's the fact they're both professional fighters. So I think they know where the line is. Certainly it felt like that today. They don't like each other. They both think they're going to win. They've got each other in their heads. But I thought today was a good day.
Talk about Sky Sports there a little bit. You guys are doing different things now as well with the watch-alongs. You signed Vidal Riley, part of your team now as well. What's the sort of aim in the next 5 years? Because I'm seeing a youthful element, if I want to put it like that, added in. There's new sort of agendas and new ways of viewing boxing. What's the sort of goal in the next 5 years?
We can never sit still. The whole world is changing. My kids know far more about TikTok, YouTube, technology than I will ever know. It's moving, isn't it? And I think that you have to stay relevant. We tried that out at Sky a couple of years ago with the YouTubers, with KSI and Logan Paul. It was a big success for us. It was what it was. It was two novices fighting, but it was a good match. And I think that's the key. I think you get good matches. It always results. This is another good match. And whatever levels you are, that's what you've got to try. The buck stops with the fighting. I think that there's a lot of creativity and thought behind it, behind the processes of what we can do to enhance a viewer's enhance a viewer's experience, whether that are training cams, whether that's the different way you can bring punch stats, whether that's Vidal and doing a watch along, all these sort of things. There will be new elements, and then there'll be the best of the sort of fights that we've always enjoyed. So I think it's getting that mix, that sort of gravitas and youth and experience and new ideas and diversity and a different sort of feel to boxing going forward, because we're in a different generation. We don't want to forget all of those that have enjoyed boxing on Sky for many years, but also we've got to adapt. People don't have the time they had anymore. We can't sit there for hours and hours watching a big screen. What we can do is we can sit there when it matters watching the big screen. But then you want to engage and look, the worlds of sort of Twitter and Instagram and everything. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's engaging. And that's good for boxing. People like things, they don't like things, they hate things, they want things, all of that's great. We want to hear all the views, whether they're good or bad or indifferent. Everyone's got a view, and that's fantastic. And as long as boxing is doing well, which it is as a sport, you've got Frank doing great on BT, you've got DAZN and Eddie, you've got us, you've got everything that's happening in America. It's a great time for boxing, and I think that's great. That's fantastic for the fans, but most importantly, it's fantastic for the fighters who are going to earn well, and they deserve it, because they're the ones that I respect more than anything. That's what I said about Amir and Kell, two of my favourite fighters. They put their lives, their careers, their reputations on the line time and time again for us, for our entertainment. We look at them as they are everything, the fighters. And they're doing it again. Kell didn't need to do this fight, Amir didn't need to do this fight. But they're doing it because they want to give the British fight fans the jewel, the domestic jewel that we've been waiting for. And in just a few weeks' time, we got it.
Can't wait. Look forward to it, Adam Smith. Thank you for your time as always.